Questioning Everything with Garrett and Adam.
If you looked inside a cell and looked at some of these proteins, you'd be like, holy crap, that's like it literally.
And that's what we are essentially.
They're not life. They're not even living. They're just proteins. Yeah, dude. It's just proteins. It's like a virus. Viruses aren't technically alive because they don't have enough DNA to replicate until they get into you, and then they're a parasite. So then they can replicate once they're in you. But there's so many things that aren't alive that have the appearance of life, and they are mechanical. But it's not mechanics like dead matter mechanics. It's mechanics like principle, like the formula that makes this happen. One of the best things, if anybody's ever, and I've mentioned it to you before, you probably forgot, but cellular automata is one of the best things to look at. Stephen Wolfram wrote a book on it, and he has a video on it, and it's basically from chaos to complexity. Okay. And it's like from simplicity to complexity, and it's how these cellular automata have these rules, right? So they're just basically, think of like a pixel or a cell. And the rule is move up one and to the right.
Okay.
But if there's already one block there, then move up one more and go to the right. Right. And so these simple rules end up creating these vast fractal patterns, and there's almost always repetition. Yeah. And then once you have repetition, you have a closed circle, and it's no longer a fractal number, right? Like
but there doesn't leave any room for consciousness in that. That's just literally.
Well, consciousness is a chemical thing. Consciousness is not mystical. Consciousness is chemical.
How though?
We know, because you can take away brain chemistry, and you'll literally lose your consciousness. You can give somebody a lobotomy, and they'll lose consciousness.
No, how do you know that? They're still there. They could just be trapped in their mind. Like if you take away a piece of their brain, they seem out of it, but they're in there going, "Fuck." They
could very well be.
Well, I think so.
But they appear to be a vegetable state.
But what you're implying there is just literal mechanics at a very micro level.
Yeah.
It just goes, right? But there's no room there for conscious decision. You're saying it just happens. That's how the universe is based in that theory.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Which is scary.
Yeah, but the difference between that and consciousness is just a complexity. All consciousness is that with a greater level of complexity so that it feeds back.
Advertisement loading.
Hold on. Sorry to interrupt, guys, but we got a quick announcement to make.
What's the announcement?
Well, what's Patreon, Adam? Do we have a Patreon now? Isn't that what you were saying?
Yeah. Patreon's a website that you go to and give people money for no real good reason.